last year. You're picked to finish third in the Sun Belt East this year. Your takeaway from year one on the job?
Yeah, it was a great learning experience for myself and our staff and our players, really. Everything new, every opportunity, every week was something different, right? A little new, and we overcame adversity, challenges. So I was okay with it, right? We want to win championships at the end of the day. That's why we coach.
Right.
We want to win. But I was very, very pleased with, we finished well. And we went through a good streak and kind of found our niche.
Yeah, you talk about adversity. You start 0-2 in the Sun Belt Conference. Mm-hmm. Then you reel off a 5-game winning streak, put yourself into position to compete for the Sun Belt East. You don't get it. You lose to James Madison there in the finale. Has that served as motivation for your team during this off season? And you got a lot of new players, just like everybody else in the Sun. But has it served as motivation for your team that you were that close last year?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we talk a lot about process, and for us, it was just about, are we going to get better, right? We're trying to enhance where we were. Our goal is to win the Sun Belt Conference, right? Like probably every team you're going to talk to today's goal is, right? And we have to make sure that we're doing that. As coaches, we're putting our players in the right position. We're bringing the right people in. We're coaching them, and we're giving our guys an opportunity to do that. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. We finished well. We built off that momentum in the bowl victory, and we've carried it from there. We had a really highly successful recruiting class, and so we're gonna continue grinding and doing what we do.
It's kind of a new era for Coastal Carolina. Gone is 3-time Sun Belt Player of the Year. Grayson McCall transferred out of the program. Tell us about your competition to replace him and how that's going to shape up as you choose your new starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to replace a player like Grayson McCall. Things he's done for Coastal Carolina over the years. But, we have a great quarterback room right now. Ethan Vasco came in as initially started the season as a third-team quarterback. And ended up going 3-1 for us and protected the football and moved our football team and provided victory. So we're excited about him. We've through the transfer portal got Noah Kim from Michigan State. We've got Tad Hudson from North Carolina and recruited a really highly talented freshman in DJ Moore. So I love the room. There's a lot of competition. I'm excited to see it to get into action. Here starting next Monday.
Yeah, Kim and Hudson, who you mentioned, come in from Power Conference teams. You end up at Power Conference teams out of high school if you're highly rated. Right. But does Vasco have an edge, having had those snaps at the end of last season, leading you to victories? And also the component that is kind of similar to McCall is that he's mobile. He's a guy that can use his legs and really help out your offense in that regard.
Right, I would agree there, right? I think that Ethan, because he's played in games, there's a familiarity factor, right? He's earned some of the pelts on the wall, so to speak. But it is open competition. Noah, Tad can run. If we need him to. I think today's day of a non-mobile quarterback, you just don't find those guys anymore, right? But definitely Ethan, it's one of the things that is a strength in his game as well. So I'm excited to see the room and what they can bring here starting Monday.
Well, Coach, if you have a non-mobile quarterback, you better have an NFL offensive line to protect him, right? And not many college football programs have an NFL offensive line. Let's talk about your running back room. Braden Bennett is back for his 5th season. He's really only played 2 full seasons to this point, but he's back for his 5th season. And you had a highly touted 4-star Javen Simpkins, who's back for his 2nd season, really just kind of returned kicks for you last year. Right. How does the running back room look?
We always had a deep room, so we didn't need Javen quite as much. Very talented young man. Obviously, Braden. The big thing with Braden is keeping him healthy. When he's healthy, he can touch the ball and do some great things in space when we get him the ball out there. We've brought in Christian Washington. We've brought in Simeon Price. So we've brought in a couple of transfer student athletes that have strengthened that room. So again, open competition, talented group. I like the room.
Top returning wide receiver is Jamison Tucker. He had 20 catches, a good 21 yards per catch average, so he's making big plays when he's catching the ball. And you also have Kimball Carr. But let's start with Tucker here as we're showing video of him.
Yeah, Jamison, just had a tremendous career, broke the record, 21 yards per catch. He's a big play guy for us, obviously. Kendall, very solid, really good in that red zone area. Seemed to find the end zone a lot. But you know, it's a room, we'll carry 15 receivers going into camp, 11 of them are new. So we're excited to see what those guys can do, the guys that we've brought in when we hit camp, and see what they can produce.
And your tight end Kendall Carr has been a playmaker for you. I think he had 5 touchdown catches a year ago, 23 catches overall.
Yes, very, very productive, and solid room. We'll get Kane Barone back. Kane's a transfer from Notre Dame and towards ACL, so we'll have him back this year. Excited about his return. Brooks Johnson, Zach Courtney. I mean, I love our room there. Big, strong, athletic tight ends.
How about your offensive line? You have 3 experienced players coming back, and while that might not sound like a lot, that's more than a lot of Sun Belt teams do right now. There's a lot of Sun Belt teams replacing their entire offensive lines coming into this season. Zach Elam's one of them. He's going to be talking with Rocky Boyman coming up here in just a moment, so I'll give you a chance to brag about Zach a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I think a lot of the media will always look at the quarterback position and say, if your quarterback's back, you're going to have a good team. I always look at the offensive line because they protect them. You know, we got 3 starters back. Obviously, Zach, the pit bull of the group, right? And then we got Zovan Lindsay, right tackle, and Nick Del Grande at left tackle. So you got your bookends and your middle. So I like that, and that's a veteran, tough group. There's a lot of guys that we played, maybe that didn't start, but did see some playing time in that group. And they've bonded well and work hard, and I really, really like our offensive line.
And Zach ended up starting the last 7 games of the season for you last year at center after transferring in from West Florida. How about on your defensive line? Equally important as that offensive line, and again, maybe something that doesn't get enough attention. But Whitson comes back, comes back, and he makes all Sun Belt second team. He had 5 TFL 3 quarterback sacks last year.
Yeah, you know, it's a group. Another group that took a big overhaul. I think we're carrying 19 D linemen, 15 of them are new. We're longer, more athletic. Will is a veteran player for us. Very, very talented. Can run, big, strong guy. I'm excited to see the group. We've brought in some really talented players there to help.
Linebacking core, Shane Bruce. You bring him along with you to New Orleans, and he'll be talking to Rocky in just a few moments. You replaced JT Killen, man. He made so many tackles, 200 tackles in his career. Shane's coming back for his 5th season in the program. Can Shane help plug up some of that production you lose from losing a guy like JT?
Yeah, I mean, again, JT, it's always hard to lose a guy like that. But you know, you expect it at some point, right? Players are going to graduate, they're going to move on. Shane's had a remarkable offseason. He's a very productive player for us and has been at Coastal Carolina. His leadership, he's leading the defense right now. And you know, Wyatt Giddy and Trey Brown, guys that have played a lot of football for us on that side at the linebacking core. But it's a good group to have behind that defensive line that we've been able to assemble.
How about in the secondary, Clayton Isabel? You lose him, but you got Matthew McDoom coming back at corner. You got Tobias Fletcher coming back at safety. Abraham Timoni coming back, and Juan Powell at nickel. These are guys that have played and made plays for you.
Yeah. Juan was our leading tackler coming back. So, you know, veteran guys. Tobias led us in interception. Courtney Eubanks is coming back, another corner. He was second on the team in interception. So a very veteran group. And again, you know, obviously in the day of the portal, we're fortunate enough to go out and be able to get some guys who come and provide depth, provide competition for us too. So again, I think spring or fall camp, when we get going, it's going to be interesting to see our guys going out there and compete.
Absolutely, and that's what fall camp's about, getting ready to start. Let's take a look at your schedule coming up for the 2024 season. Going to kick off at Jacksonville State. That's a game that's going to be played on a Thursday night against a team that's now in Conference USA, played in a bowl game last year. And then you run through your non-conference schedule, the first 4, and then you get into your conference schedule against Old Dominion on October 5.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville State, we played them last year. Very talented team. Coach Rich Rod will have his guys ready. I think our players will take them very, very seriously because we know what that game was like, and they're a good football team. So having played them will help us in that. But yeah, I love our home schedule. You know, the fans at Coastal are going to have an opportunity to see some really good football games there at the surf turf.
Yeah, including App State on November 7th. That's going to be a Thursday night national televised game. So the entire nation, going to be like 1 or 2 games being played that night. So a big spotlight on that App State game coming up that first Thursday night in November. Coach, let's send it over to Rocky. He's sitting by with the players.